All right, let's get it going. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer, and essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that, as you see in the title, and by the way, this is part two. I help you to actually attain your state of perfection. Now, what that is, just so you guys know, as a disclaimer, what this is not. Let's just start there. What this is not, technically, it's not, saying that I'm gonna help you to become flawless or we all flawless. Get that mentality out of your mind. The idea of flaws, I mean, perfection has nothing to do with that. I understand the meaning of the word perfection. I know all that good jazz. You don't have to remind me for my educated people. But what I'm saying is the meaning of what I'm talking about here. Attaining a state of perfection, in this sense, what we're talking about is the same thing, let's just say, when Jesus said, be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Or, what this is implying is that you have gotten to know yourself from different perspective, meaning you don't have a one-sided perspective of who you are. Now, when it comes to being flawless, just so you guys know, guys, I mean, that kind of shit doesn't exist, okay? Now, what doesn't exist, I'm not saying that the idea of perfection in the sense of you got to be flawless, that shit does not exist. And this is not the reality that we live in. The reality that we live in, you get better by making mistakes. So again, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but spirituality, for instance, it's not something that is outside of this world. It's a practical matter. It gives you a deeper understanding of the world that you're already living in. So as a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much, by helping you to attain your state of perfection, it simply means I'm helping you to have a deeper understanding of the world that you're already living in. And as you may already know, the more, and you'll see a lot of people talk about that, they learn a lot more from their mistakes or their failures rather than their success. That goes to show you, hey, listen, man, like when you start to understand that type of mentality, when you start to adapt and understand and start looking at life from that perspective, this is what we mean by attaining. I mean, there's a lot more than that, but but for the sake of what I'm saying here, that's what I mean by attaining a state of perfection. Now, you definitely got to check out part one. This is going to be part two. And what I want to do here in part two is pretty much talk about some additional stuff that I felt like that I didn't mention. And this is why we're making this part two, because, I want to make sure that I cover everything that I wanted to talk about. Even more. Who knows? But I strongly recommend that you check out part one because, I lay down a lot of foundations. I mean, although I'll be giving you a quick summary pretty much of not part one, but I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. So, and just so you guys know too, now if this is your first time, I normally, tell you about, how I go about helping you to attain your highest level of consciousness, which is in this case a state of perfection. Again, I have tons of videos talking about that, but right now we're gonna delve right into it because your boy's got to do some other stuff. But I figured, you know what, let me talk about this real quick. So, now the state of perfection. What are we even talking about here? Well, it's everything I just mentioned, right? Where do I start, I guess? Okay, so let's start off. I can't even, I don't think I even remember where I left off in part one. But let's just do this, right? So let me give you a quick rundown of pretty much what I do and how I do it. I guess, as I'm doing that, it'll allow me to warm up a little bit and we'll get right into it, right? So, As I already stated, as a spiritual healer, I help you to attain that highest level of consciousness. And this is what, by the way, being Christ-like, it's all about. That's what Buddha-like is, or Krishna-like. You know, the whole idea of all of our superheroes or of our spiritual leaders, it's not for them, it's not just for them. The idea is letting you know that if they did it, you can do it too. Even when you're talking about Christ, right, Jesus, I mean, that's why he took on the form of a human being, you know, so that way he shitted the way you shit, he peed the way you pee, he had to eat the way you eat, and now he fought the fight for you. That doesn't mean you do not have a fight to fight for yourself. What simply that is it can be done. He's letting you know, I came here to show you how it's done, pretty much. You know, the idea is not to, keep them far away from you, and somehow you have nothing to do with this. In fact, he himself said you should be or will be doing even greater things than he did. So again, but again, we all look at the Bible from our perspective. We all do. You know what I'm saying? Being of the life, that's the part that I look at. And I also look at the other parts too. But anyway, I'm also saying that to say that when it comes to the Bible, it's also an esoteric book. It's an esoteric knowledge book. What that means is the information, the knowledge that it contains, it's not meant for you to take it literally. Because if you do take it literally, then it wouldn't make sense at all. Or because you guys are looking at it from a literal perspective too, it's almost like Jesus was born miraculously. Those miracles used to take place in the past, and then somehow what's going on today? Is that a thing of a past? Are we saying the miracle Jesus or God presence only existed in the past and there's no more God around us today? It doesn't make any sense. Do you see what I'm saying? So, even when we're talking about, anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So, for you to attain that highest level of consciousness, let me say this. This is why I also always recommend the Kabbalion. The Kabbalion. They talk about the 7 Hermetic principles. And the whole idea about the Kabbalion is for you to attain a self-mastery. But for you to get there, you have to understand certain laws about you. Do you see what I'm saying? For you to see the bigger picture about who you are, you have to look at yourself you have to understand who you are from a physical perspective and from a non-physical perspective. Only then can you master yourself. This is why, you have to master your feelings, right? Your feelings are not physical stuff. You have to master your mental. But those things are not as physical. Those are not physical things. You cannot touch them. Then you understand your shadow work, your emotions, how it plays a big part on how you see life. Sometimes, not even sometimes, like a lot of us, after being, let's just say, if something bad happens to you, right? You went through something bad. The next time you would think twice about, putting yourself back in that same predicament. So therefore, that experience is shaping you to see things a certain way. Okay, I guess the perfect example would be if you were bitten by a dog. So your idea or philosophy, or even having a dog in your house, it will make a major difference. Unless, if you're looking to overcome that fear. But then again, I'm saying all of that to show you that your emotions have a direct impact on how you see things, right? Just like, I really don't think I need to spend more time on that. Okay, so just like they will tell you, hey man, don't make any decisions or life decisions when you're mad, nor do you make promises when you're too happy. And what all of that's saying is, when you're too happy, guess what, man? Yeah, you want this? Yeah, have it. So you're not really seeing things as you should. So as a result, be careful. But I'm saying all of that to say your emotions has a big impact on how you see things, your inner vision. And so does your logic, your understanding, obviously, your mental. So for you to attain that highest level of consciousness, you would have to master, or you would have to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And and that's pretty much, in so many words, that's what we're going to be talking about here too, by using a few examples on how to do that, right? Now, but I also do recommend the Kabbalion. Now, the very first thing that I wanted to talk about, and again, I strongly recommend part one, because I talked about a whole bunch of stuff there that would help you. I mean, I think you'll do fine. Check out this one, and if you feel like you need part one, it's not gonna hurt. So, first thing first, man. Challenges. You have to change your mind about challenges. You have to change your mind about pain. You have to literally change your mind about these things. No pain, no gain. That's just the way it goes. I don't know if you're working out, no matter what you're doing, Mike Tyson says it best. Discipline, he had to learn to do the things that he doesn't like. That means pain. Okay? If you didn't fall as a kid, you wouldn't be walking right now. So the whole idea of looking at mistake as a mistake, that in itself is a mistake. Because mistakes are there to serve you, not to take away from you. In fact, we get better by, that's why people tell you, guess what? Never give up. Never give up, because over years, you get better at your craft. So meaning you had to start from 0 for you to get to 9 or to 10. And generally speaking, 0 sometimes, that's where all the mistakes are. You not knowing what to do. And guess what? Before you get to 1, there's trials and errors and, that you have to go through. You have to start embracing pain, mistakes, or opposition. Even in the Jesus story, okay, so let's talk about it. What would Jesus be without Judas? Let's talk about it. Better yet, not just Jesus. Why is it everyone who somehow is a man of God, Job, Abraham, name it. In the Job story, it's even, let's just say, worst. Because, you can't tell me God didn't know Job's heart. He knew who Job was. Why would you allow Satan, to fuck his life up? Do you understand what I'm saying? If you were saying God knows everything, well, do you see? But the point is, the reason why this shit has to take place was that's how we get better, even us as people. It's life challenges that teaches us. That's how we grow. That's how you go from being a little boy to becoming a man. Your rites of passage, your trials and errors, your mistakes, that's what you build character. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? And this is another reason why, and when I was talking about in part 2, when I tell you guys not to eat from the tree of good and evil. Meaning, if your understanding, you are looking at stuff from a good and bad perspective, you're always going to have a small or one-sided perspective. If you separate good from bad, what happens to you is that it's almost like you cut yourself in half. Because anybody who have became somebody, you can't take away their fucking, like Jordan became Jordan. He talked about it, how, he didn't make, what is it? Was it the sophomore team? I can't recall. You know what I'm saying? Like, A lot of people who became successful tells you the same shit. It was that mistake that changed your life. Steve Jobs, whoever the fuck. They learned how to embrace mistakes, and that's how they got better. So this is why, going back to what I was talking about, the idea of when we talk about a flawless world, that does not exist. And with everything that is taking place in this world, I know the story tells you because of, in fact, this is what Adam, disobedience mean. When you're looking at it from a good or evil perspective, guess what? When you look around, it's gonna be suffering. Because creation is creation, man. You know, lion eat other animals, they kill. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a right or wrong, but that's just the way it goes. It just is what it is. You have to learn how to start for you to attain that highest level of consciousness or understanding, just like I was saying in part one. I mean, I believe I'm a good man. I've done bad shit. And guess what? Bad people also do good shit too. I mean, it's just something that we do, bro. That's why you can't take away the bad stuff from you, man. If I were to take away all the bad experiences that I had, I mean, then I wouldn't be the person that I am. From being illegally trafficked as a kid, you know, dealing with what I called, like, oh my God, toxicity. I was man. You know, can you imagine the person that I thought was my mom, which she was not, was my very first enemy, bro. Sabotages everything I was doing. People purposefully treating me bad, bro. Let me say that for you again. I don't think you understand. Do you see what I'm saying? But how else would I become a spiritual healer if I didn't experience that? You know, I had to experience, you know, what I call the wisdom of ignorance. I had to experience it. How else would I be talking about it? Then I wouldn't be able to make valuable points, man. My points wouldn't be valid. I mean, I speak from understanding here, man. I mean, this is not, make up shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not, I speak from life experiences. And of course, I've also read books too, But yet again, with my intelligence and the book that I've read and my experiences, hey, this is what you got here. So I'm saying that to say you cannot take away the bad from the good. When in fact to eat that's what eating from the tree of life is. Life, there's good and there's bad. And me as a person, like, I speak only truth. And I'm referring to in terms of, not that doesn't mean I never lie. Shit, nigga, I lie to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I intentionally withheld or withhold information from them. Not in a malicious way, but that would be justifying it, right? Because I understand, hey, there's certain things, my son is 5, I can't tell him. So when he asks me, shit, nigga, I come up with something else. So that's lying. I'm keeping it a buck, but yet I also speak the truth too. You know what I'm saying? And that's why for me, when I'm talking about speaking the truth, the ultimate truth is this here. It's the knowledge about who we are. Hello, how are you? It's the knowledge about who we are. So again, good people do bad shit, bro. What I'm saying? Ain't no shame in my game. I've done, shit, man. I've done my human shit. I mean, I'm saying, who are you to judge me? You know what I'm saying? In fact, the Jesus example, when the prostitute was brought to Jesus, that was another point that Jesus was making too. Because a lot of us, we have this self-importance thinking that your shit don't stink. Well, if your shit don't stink, that's what Jesus was telling them. I mean, not the way I'm saying it, but in essence, that's technically what it was. Well, since you telling me you feel so important, this is what the book is saying, and you're so righteous to stone that bitch, and you claiming your shit not to stink, well, whichever one of you motherfuckers throw the first stone. Do you see what I'm saying? Throw the first stone, man. So again, when we're talking about a state of perfection, it has nothing to do with being flawless. But this is exactly what you need to understand. To understand good and bad, hey, they're all part of life. And that's what eating from the tree of life is. Now, granted, because a lot of people at this point, you would probably feel like, okay, so is there anything bad? Is there anything good? I mean, it depends on how you look at it. It really comes down to how we look at it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, let's not play the fucking, that's why for me, being born of the Spirit, that's why I don't criticize people. Even the people who did me bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hold no grudges against them. But now, don't get it fucked up. That doesn't mean, nigga, I'm gonna press charges. Man, the way I'm gonna come on these motherfuckers, they have no fucking idea. But it wouldn't be personal for me. It wouldn't be personal. It's like, hey, come on, man. Like, because these people are truly menace to society. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what you do to me, I mean, I cannot allow you to do that to somebody else, bro. It stopped with me. But it's not because I'm judging them like, they so evil and all that shit. Everything, we all, that life, you need a villain, bro. We all need, Judah. That's what Judah was for Jesus. Because of them, I became the person that I am. Do you understand what I'm saying? I had to go through their pressure, the way that they sabotage my life, and for me to be greater. But then again, like I stated, that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? Man, shit. These niggas have no idea. You know what I'm saying? And I would do what I need to do with no personal feelings, no hard feelings. Because everybody, you must put up in front of, listen, man, I mean, we all rip what we sow. That goes for everybody. That got nothing to do with me. Just like for me, I got to pay what I do. But fortunately for me, those were not the seeds that I planted. So therefore, that's not going to be my fucking reward. They're going to have to get their own fucking reward. Hell yeah. Like, my shit is not personal. It's not personal. In fact, shit, I got to understand them. Seeing what jealousy and envy does, bro. This shit is crazy. Seeing, I really got to understand when you don't have no belief in yourself. Like this lady, I'll give you a perfect example, could have been a fucking millionaire. Like life, God give them things. And then I realized that too, man. A lot of us sometimes we complain about a whole lot of stuff. But the problem is really you. This woman was raised with a guy who became a successful businessman in Haiti. Like, this nigga, when I told you this nigga, like, even when I learned about Rich Dad and Poor Dad, this nigga was already a rich dad in my life. because he was already giving me jewels. And unfortunately, I really like the dude. People used to think I like him because of what he has. Do you see how stupid these motherfuckers were? But he was a kind-hearted person. He would help anybody on his way. Come on, man. I see myself in this man. And this is the man now who was helping her, but she didn't know much about business. He was willing to teach her. Guess what, man? She came up with all the fucking excuses because for her to learn, you would have to change. These people did not want to change. Oh, I'm a lady, I'm a woman, I can't do nothing by myself, but yet you open up the business. Do you see what I'm saying? This lady would have been, and then not just that, then you have someone with this. It's like this bitch had jewels. When life gives you, and do you see what I'm saying? Like that was a gift of God. Not just that guy, I was a gift from God for them too. Do you understand what I'm saying? Had this lady was like, hey man, maybe I had to lie to you, act like I was your mother, but here's the truth. Here's what it is, whatever, I had to hide you. This is what you were going through, whatever the fuck. Bro, and then I got into my fucking inheritance. Don't you think I would want to give her a beautiful house, bro? I would have bought her a beautiful house, a beautiful car. Yo, I would have done all of that, man, had she tell the truth, had she was a true person, a good person, bro. Again, I'm showing you, God gives you everything. You know what I'm saying? God gives you everything, bro. A lot of us, man, it's what you do with it. It's your lot, it's your ignorance. You know, she was not open to learn, but she's open to gossip, to kill, to come up with fucking fake documentation, to, you know what I'm saying? That's the shit that she was good for. You know, and I have experienced that. You know, I was not her only sacrifice. I mean, I was the sacrifice for the future. She killed her own fucking father for fucking insurance money. That's what they do. Man, listen. Nigga, this is the card I was dealt with. You know, but hey, I had to reshuffle it, baby. You know? That goes to show you, man. And these people, what they do, gossiping, talking bad about people, all the lustful shit that, you know, the fruit of flesh does. They are good for no good. You know, and all of that too, man, came out of jealousy, came out of her feeling like her dad was not there for her as he should have been. You know, blaming poverty. Blaming the world for her fucking poverty. Now, you can imagine now, me being adopted without even me knowing. And then guess what? I came from money. Whoo! Now, think about that. So, I was hated on for no fucking reason. And as a child too, this bitch was competing with a baby. Do you understand? Damn, bro. Do you see how fucked up the shit is? But at the same time, I'm saying that to tell you because I understand it. I have no hard feelings, bro. I'm like, damn, it couldn't be me. But because this is what the fruit of the Spirit gives you too, it gives you compassion. You know, now I was able to see someone with a closed heart. And this is why in life, hey, listen, man, we all been disappointed. You have to learn how to love you have to learn how to love with a broken heart, bro. Because the thing that got your heart broken opened up your fucking sight. Like for me, shit, I never had a good experience, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it was all needed. Now I know how to make a better choices. But I had to go through that. So I'm saying that to say, for you to attain a higher level of awareness on how this world works, you have to look at your opposition from a different perspective. And that doesn't mean I'm saying, like, or, people should be hurting people just so I can have a better understanding, or people should be hurting you so you can have a better understanding. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, regardless of what it takes for you to get a better understanding, that's just the way it is. That's what the fuck I'm saying. Because, I'm not going to turn around and start hurting other people so they could see things. Like, I'm not doing that shit. Obviously, being a spiritual healer, like, there's nothing in what I'm saying to you now that is hurtful or telling you to go hurt other people. If anything, I'm teaching you how to have compassion. I'm trying to tell you where they coming from. Do you see what I'm saying? But also, because, and here's the thing, we like to do the blame game, right? We always like to blame other people. Like, shit, nigga, I got 1,000,000,001 reason to blame these motherfuckers. But I'm not. The reason why I'm not, because I have a better understanding. Or a deeper understanding, if you don't want to say better. Let me just say that. I got a deeper understanding, meaning I got to see why they do what they do. I got to see the fear that these people live for. These people, they never been who they are. They always withheld this facade for society. And meanwhile, they were the worst people ever. Because also, how can you be you? Because goodness comes in you being yourself. I don't give a fuck. There's no one, if you're not going to be who you are, this is what a fucking open heart is. Your kindness, your goodness is going to come from you being motherfucking you. It's no self-importance. It's not like my ethic is better than yours. All of that's bullshit. And in fact, speaking of ethics, come on, man. It's all political. Yo, look at the motherfucking Diddy trial. Yo, I was it wasn't things that I didn't know, but it was like, when I'm listening to different lawyers, they telling you, the expert, how they have to use certain example to make a point. So it's almost like, then you like, so what the fuck is justice then? All this psychological shit, what does it mean? What does that mean? And now you're trying to fit that thing into that definition to get this motherfucker to be in trouble. Now the defense now gotta overcome. Like, it's just like, what the fuck is justice? Where's the fucking justice there? It's almost like people use the law to their fucking benefits, bro. And it's the same thing with fucking ethics. Come on, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, even when we're talking about like the justice system, right? And let me just say this as a disclaimer, man. And I really mean this. And it's has nothing to do with me being afraid of what the fuck I'm saying, but it's for you to fucking understand. Like, when I'm talking about the government, this and that, this is not for you to go like, let's go march or let's stand up against the government. If that's what you're doing, you missed the whole point. This is Earth School. How do you choose to learn? Do you see what I'm saying? And if you claiming this Earth somehow was great, maybe, during the time of Adam and Eve, and that would be if you believe in that story. Anyway, Yeah, man. Let's just keep it a stock. I mean, let's really talk about it, man. Let me just use myself again. So when I figure out about all these things that's taking place, I posted my shit on Facebook. Of course, you know what I'm saying. It's funny how this lady always you used to tell me, I wouldn't hide anything for you. I would expose everything you do. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's why they tell you, man, when you dig something for someone else, make sure you always dig too. If you dig in like a graveyard, whatever the fuck, for somebody, make sure you create one for yourself. What doesn't come out in the wash is gonna come out in the rinse. If it doesn't come out in the snow, it's gonna come out in the thaw. These are rules. No lies is being hidden forever. That's just the way it goes. Nothing is hidden. Anything that is hidden will be, shit. If it was hidden for 100 days, in 101 day, the truth's gonna come out. Now that's what these motherfuckers did not expect or did not know. Somehow the rule applies for it's always everybody who's doing bad always think they're gonna get away with it until it happened to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just that those are the universal rules, man. These are the universal rules. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You take it however the fuck you like. But the truth is gonna be the truth. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about here. I'll give you a perfect example, right? Just to show you. When I put my shit on Facebook, I probably had about 2 or 3 people that reach out to me. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh my God, I hope everything works out. And whatever. But when I post pictures, me hanging out and I've been, man, nigga, the whole Facebook, yo, what's up? What's up? So I'm saying that to say, and this is not something new that I'm saying here. Niggas really don't give a fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? You only care about when it pertains to you. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas be going like, wagyu and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a well-fed cow. You know what I'm saying? But you fucking killing animals. Especially in fucking America. This is the fucking hypocritical shit about us. You know what I'm saying? We always talk about this and that. Or if you were to see some fucking voodoo ceremonial shit, and then, I can't believe how they're killing that. And what the fuck do you think all those meat you have in your fucking shit, in your fucking supermarket, came from? From the lab? Or they were slaughtered, nigga? But I guess what you don't see doesn't hurt, huh? Cool. Again, nobody gives a fuck when it doesn't pertain to them. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about ethical shit, you know what I'm saying? What are we really talking about? Do you see what I'm saying? People are going to be people, and people are going to do shit. Just that's what you see when you're governmental shit too. The right thing, they always tell you what's the right thing for you, and then what they telling you is the right thing for you. That's not what they do. Do you see what I'm saying? So who am I to fucking judge anybody? Even the people that did bad things to me. Now, but now that doesn't mean because I'm not judging you. Hey, man, you got to answer what you do. Shit, that goes for everybody. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not judging, let's just say if somebody killed somebody else. But hey, if you did kill somebody, hey, listen, man, it is what it is. Do you see what I'm saying? So even, when we're talking about ethics or the blaming games or even the measure that we use to, let's just say for our justice system, it really comes down to two things, really. You know, how personal is that shit to you? I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a slave movie when the guy told you, close your eyes and imagine it was you. He's just getting to your fucking emotions. Otherwise, motherfuckers don't give a fuck. And by the way, this is how we are all connected to one another, through our emotions. That's why you do not want to suppress your emotions. Because the minute that you do, then you can't relay, or you can't relate to other people. Do you see what I'm saying? And the whole Jesus example too, going back to, that prostitute, that's what he was doing. Well, whichever one of you motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, without sin, you cast the first stone. And through their emotions, they were able to obtain a higher level of awareness. This is why, like, when I say, who am I to judge somebody, that's exactly what it is. I have compassion. You know what I'm saying? But then again, like I said, shit, the wrath of God, man, we're furious at the man, nigga, listen. It's not even personal for me anymore. And this is why I can call judgments too, because it's not personal. Because I see it from both perspectives. This is why I have the right to call judgment. And trust and believe. Judgment, hey man. Anyway. Okay, so what the fuck was I talking about again? So yeah. So we were talking about, so we're not saying, not to stand up for the right thing. What I'm saying is our approach to what is right and wrong that needs to be changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because somebody did something bad, I don't think like I should feel like I'm better than them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Just like, what would be Jesus without Judah? And what would I be without these people? Again, that does not mean if you're the villain, if you're like the villain in the fucking movie, you're gonna get the shit that comes with the villains. And that's what they're gonna get. That shit got nothing to do with me. It's not personal. So understanding that would also help you to attain that state of perfection. Because now, as you can see now, I'm not refuting the bad shit that happens. I'm just telling you to acquire a higher level of understanding of the bad shit. Just like your mistakes, your pain, these are all things that we need for you to thrive. Just like people would tell you, man, if you don't have any haters, you ain't doing nothing right. I get it. It wouldn't be the thing that I would say, but again, it's in accordance to what I'm talking about here. Do you see what I'm saying? But then again, it's to show you, when you eat from the tree of good and evil, you will never, ever get to the kingdom of God. And the kingdom of God at this point is to attain that state of perfection, which is embracing the good and the bad, your physical and the non-physical. If you're men, you have to embody your femininity in yourself. This is why in the occult we tell you, before you date a woman on the outside, make sure you date the woman in the inside. Because how would I treat a significant other, especially women, if I'm not in touch with my own emotions? If we're saying women are fucking emotional, and that doesn't mean stupid, by the way, because a lot of people sometimes when they talk about, oh my God, no, emotional has nothing to do with being stupid. Simply they mean they don't operate based on logic. And logic doesn't mean it's better than fucking being emotional neither. It just we operate from different apparatus. Period. Logic is not better than emotion, and emotion is not better than fucking logic. Get that shit out of your fucking mind. If somehow you think you being logical somehow gives you an edge over someone who's being emotional, you bullshitting. Isn't that the fucking reason why they tell you women are better at cheating? If they could do it better than you, motherfucker, I mean, what is your logic doing? What it simply means, for instance, when we talk about women being fucking emotional, like, if she tells you, let's just say, at 5:50, baby, we're going to the movies. And 5:59, guess what? She somehow got mad, and then something happens, and you're like, I don't feel like going anymore. That's what being emotional is. She could go up, she could go down, she could go right in the middle, she could change her mind at any given time. Whereas for us, we said this, you stick to it, regardless of what may happen, you don't allow that to somehow steer you away from your decision. That doesn't make you better, nigga. That's just the way they operate, and that's the way you operate. This is why for you as a man, you never use logic to talk to a fucking woman. Because speaking logic to her, you're not speaking her fucking language. It doesn't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? And I guess this is just a side note. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a bunch of stupid motherfuckers, man. You taking a girl out and shit. And then, you know what I'm saying, you asking her, you going to get some pussy. You'll never get some pussy that way. You took her out. I mean, shit, nigga. If you don't want to spend money, take her somewhere else. Go within the fucking park if you don't want to spend money. I mean, who the fuck, if she's not a hoe, I mean, that you're going to take out, and then, like, hey, before you pay the bills, hey, am I going to get some pussy? Like, what the fuck? Like, you already putting her, you're not even allowing her. If she's emotional, you're putting her in the fucking cage. It's never going to work. In fact, if she was about to give you some pussy, you just fucked it up, nigga. Anyway, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about that. Maybe somebody needed to hear that. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But then again, all I'm saying is, you have to embrace the opposition. And we're talking about having a state of mind. I mean, perfection truly is a state of balance. It's to be in harmony. And you can only be in that harmony by embracing you. Do you get it? And by you, I'm saying the good and the bad, and then fucking not judging people too, because all that shit, it's not doing anything. It's all misconception. Especially when we're talking about ethics or ethical shit. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why people talk about ethics, but they don't really be about it. The only true ethical person, you truly become ethical when you're being you. In other words, to be truly ethics, or to be truly ethical, like for me, I don't judge motherfuckers. Because I understand where they're coming from. Yet again, this is not to say I'm encouraging people to do bad shit. This is none of that. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, let's stick. I mean, I think I already addressed it from that perspective. Well, fuck it. Let's do it that way. You have people and a few comedians, right? Niggas will tell you, you know what, man? They justify because when they were growing up, their parents used to whoop their ass. And then they're like, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing for my kids. In fact, shit, I was watching this Haitian lady. She was saying how I don't give a fuck. I'm going to give my kids the same type of education that I got. Like the thing that's going on in my mind is, that's only because you justify the education that you had as being the best. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you don't know any better, how do you expect people to be better? So for her, because she should get her ass whooped, she's gonna have to whoop her kid's ass. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm someone, let's just say my job was a social worker, I wouldn't relate to that unless if I have the same background as her. Do you see what I'm saying? In fact, for me, that was my background. But is that the thing for me to do? No, because I've grown. Like, I got to know better. Especially me. Like, if you were whooping my ass for certain things, I would do it again. Just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. Are you, okay, well, shit, nigga, I'm gonna do it again. Because I was the type of kid, for me, it was logic. And if you explain it to me logically and I get it, you don't even have to talk too much or say less. Heard. I'm saying that to say, shit. Do I get to see things a little bit deeper? Yes. But for that person, this is the ethical thing to do. And for the most part, they would tell you, like, look at me, I turn out to be good. And what they mean by turn out to be good, they probably didn't sell drugs or they never caught into whatever the fuck. Probably they didn't go to jail, that kind of shit. But yet in life, when you, again, hey man, Mike Tyson went to fucking jail. Especially if you're living in the States. You could go to jail for anything. DUI, jail. Domestic violence, jail. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I don't know, depending on what state you live, if you smoke weed, jail. And then ironically, to see how weed now is becoming legal. There you go, your justice system. The only true justice is in God. It's in you being yourself. So yeah, man, these are the things that you have to understand. What the fuck did I need to say? Okay, so we were talking about ethics, right? It's the true ethical thing to do, man. It's truly being you and living that. And you would only be kind and your goodness when you find your essence. Any man who has always been a good man or a kind man, guess what? Those were people who were acting from the essence of their heart. The minute your heart is closed, man, you know what comes with that. Jealousy, envy, when you don't love yourself. Then you're gonna have to. Do you know what this lady used to teach me? In life, for you to progress in life, you need to have jealousy. You got to look at somebody else and hate what they have. And then that's how you make progress in life. Dude, I'm not making this shit up. This is the education that was given to me as a motherfucking kid for me to become a man. Now you tell me what type of fucking education is that? Well, she couldn't give me what she doesn't have. So this is, for me, the community truly raised me. And they withheld a lot of information, thinking, and this is what they didn't know. I never trusted them. Not just that, I knew they were bullshit. I knew their level was low. Intuitively, I knew that shit. I knew for me to be a better person, I couldn't follow these people. This is where my books came in. This is where, the teachers that I had, the people that I listened to, the research comes in. I mean, those are the people that raised me. And this is why, too, as a spiritual healer, I'm doing this shit, too. When you're ready, or whomever, when you're ready, I hope you come across this. Just like the others who did this work, I was able to learn from them. Develop my own mind. This is the true fight that we all gotta fight. Do you see what I'm saying? And last but not least, before I close this up, almost over motherfucking hour, and I gotta go too because I gotta do some things. You know what I'm saying? Man, self-love, man, and self-importance are two different things. When people are being arrogant, thinking that you better than somebody else, or even your God is better than somebody else, knock it out, man. Knock it the fuck out. It's bullshit. I mean, I'm not sure if you know it or not, but no, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's misunderstanding. Just like a lot of Christians are saying the real God. What the fuck is the real God? When Jesus is telling you to go within, the flesh has to become, the word's got to be made flesh. Buddha's telling you the same thing. They don't use those things, but you have to practice. You have to become the Buddha. Krishna, another one of them too. And when you understand that, what's the better way if everything is telling you to go within? Is there a better way to go within? Well, that would also, assuming that you understand what the true Christ consciousness is. Because a lot of people like to say, I'm saved. What does that mean? You saved because of what? Because you said yes to Jesus Christ, and what else? That means nothing. In fact, that's the very thing your own Jesus is talking about. You go to church, you belong to this political party or this social party, doesn't mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's the one, you know what it means to keep my fucking commandments? It means you have to apply yourself. You have to change. If you're obeying God's commandments, that means you are changing. That means if you're keeping his commandments, you would have to be Christ-like. If you're keeping Jesus' instructions, then you become like Jesus. Because his instructions were the instructions that he also went by. He wasn't instructing you something that he was not doing. The fuck? Was he instructing you about something that he was not doing himself? So for you to follow those instructions and not to become like him, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So you actually have to transform. You have to change. How else would you be born again? You don't just become born again just by saying yes to Jesus and then that's it. Or you used to go to party, you don't go to parties anymore, and then you changed? What happened to your character? What took place internally in you? That's what being changed, truly changes. But if none of that shit takes place, you're just talking a good talk. And that's what most of the people, who talks about religion, that's what they're saying. Niggas are getting into Jesus because they scared. They don't want to go to fucking, hey man, I got to make sure I go to heaven. Really? And then meanwhile, all the people who's talking about God or the God people or the God servant, these niggas that went through hell, they carried their cross. Are you going to have to carry your cross, nigga? And carrying your cross got nothing to do with just talk, or a change of behavior in terms of, just because a lot of people could change their fucking behaviors. Your liars. Do you think? What do you think your people who are lying does? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people too. People used to say that too. Like, when you see their mom at church and shit, they're loving, smiling at everybody, and then when you get home, you're someone else. And then you're talking about like how you saved. True changes. It's not who you are in front of people, man. It's who you are when people are not around. That's how you truly change. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it here, man. I just wanted to share that. I felt like I didn't emphasize so much on that part of it when it comes to attaining your highest state of consciousness. And I also recommend the Kabbalion. And I think I would probably I will make a segment just about the Kabbalion. I think I've done it before, but maybe I'll just do it again. I'll do it again. It doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, the second time will be better. Who knows? So with all of that being said, man, I'm going to have to let you guys know. And with that being said, too, hey, man, learn how to be insecure enough for you to be secure. And for you to be secure enough for you to be insecure. Do you see how perfection works? Do you see how becoming non-judgmental is? But anyway, what you do for money, you do it badly, man. You can only be great at something you love. And for you to do, you have to be. And as always, the remedy of the pain is in the pain. Aishin. Mali.